Hi, fifth graders. It's Danielle here at SCAZA. Before we get started today, I want to talk about our last lesson on decision making. So we discussed the 4 steps in making a good decision in our decision making model. The first step was to stop. Second step is to think. Okay, this is where you think about all your options and the consequences. And once you've thought through all those options, then you will act out your best plan. So step number 3, once you've acted out your best plan, step 4, you're going to reflect on how it turned out. Okay, so that's a little review from our last lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to be learning how to identify and manage our emotions so that we can better express our feelings to others with confidence. Okay. So let's think about emotions. What is another word for emotions? That's right, feelings. Okay. Our feelings can affect our ability to make good decisions. Our emotions influence our decision making. Understanding what you feel will help you make better decisions. Having the words to describe how you feel and being able to express your emotions in healthy ways will help you communicate your needs. Let's take a closer look at words that describe emotions. What do I mean by the intensity of a feeling? I mean the strength of the feeling. Very good. So an emotion can have different strengths. Okay, so depending on the situation, you may feel a different intensity of that feeling. So, for example, glad, happy, ecstatic, those are all different levels of the same feeling for being glad, right, or being happy. So which word means the most happy? The last one, ecstatic, right? Good. So glad, happy, and ecstatic describe different intensities of happiness. Okay, how about the second one? Blue, sad, and heartbroken. So what do these emotions or these feelings describe? They describe sadness. Okay, which of these is the least sad? It is blue, right? Blue is the least sad. And heartbroken is the saddest of these emotions, or the intensity, okay? Is the feeling that is showing the saddest is heartbroken. Okay, how about startled? Okay, scared and terrified. Okay, these are all feeling or emotions that are describing fear. Okay, startled being probably the least scared, right? So maybe someone comes up behind you and you don't know they're there and oh, you scared me, right? So you're a little startled. But what feeling means the most scared? Terrified, right? You have a situation that is absolutely terrifying. Maybe you are at the movie theater and you're watching the scariest movie and you are completely terrified and you're afraid to go home, right? By yourself. Okay, how about annoyed, angry, or furious? Okay, these emotions describe anger. Okay, annoyed or the most intense of these is furious. Okay, you're absolutely furious. When you're the least of these, the anger is annoyed, right? You're just a little irritated. You're a little annoyed. But it can go to absolute furious. Okay, that's a strong level of anger. Okay, so there are different words to describe the different intensities of each emotion. And being able to describe these intensities of emotions will help you to be able to identify and communicate what you are feeling. Our emotions can grow stronger and stronger as the events around you change. When you experience an emotion, your brain sends signals to your body to prepare you for whatever is causing the emotion. So, for example, what physical signs do you feel when you are scared? Okay, so look at the boy in this picture. Looks like he's shaking. His heart is racing. He's biting his nails because he's so nervous. He might have sweaty palms or butterflies in his stomach. So Good. Your body works with your brain to help you respond to whatever is scaring you. Okay, so now I want you to imagine that you're playing in the championship basketball game. Okay, so some of you might have experienced this before. Some of you may not, but just imagine, okay? So imagine you're playing the championship basketball game and your team is down by 1 point with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Your teammate passes you the ball and you dribble it down the court. The defender from the other team fouls you. You get to shoot 2 free throws. If you make these 2 baskets, you could win the game for your team. Okay, so now I want you to think, what kind of emotion would you feel if you were in this situation? Okay, so think for a moment. Maybe you said you were excited. Some of you might have felt fear. Some of you felt nervousness. Okay, those could be some possibilities. And now I want you to think of what physical body signals would alert you to this emotion. Okay, so think for a moment. Okay, some of you might have said your heart was racing. You might have felt sweaty, your palms being sweaty. Could have felt butterflies in your stomach. Okay, so those are some of the physical signals that alerted you to how you were feeling. Good job. So these body signals that you're feeling, like butterflies in your stomach or sweaty palms or your heart racing, these signals help you to identify how or what you are feeling so you can manage your emotion and respond to the situation in a healthy way. This is your cue to stop and think about what you are feeling so you can respond to the situation correctly. So what do you think can happen if people don't manage their emotions? So unmanaged emotions can lead to negative choices that can affect how we treat others. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt a little sad or angry? Your body gave you physical signals to help you recognize your emotions, but you didn't deal with those feelings? Did you let it build up? Right? Did you let your anger build up, or your sadness build up till you got so sad or so angry that you treated someone else poorly? So did you take your anger out on someone else? Okay, so next we're going to talk about the healthy ways that we can manage our emotions and so that they don't build up and cause more problems. So I listed a few here, some healthy strategies, talking to an adult or maybe talking to a friend, so a trusted friend or adult, listening to music, counting to 10, asking for help, maybe playing outside or taking a break, or maybe taking a walk outside, getting a hug from someone, taking a deep breath, reading a funny book or watching maybe a funny video or movie, and also maybe taking some time to draw or color can help us, okay? And those are healthy strategies so our emotions don't build up. So I want to recognize the unhealthy ways to manage emotions and talk about them for a moment. And we're going to talk about why these are unhealthy. Okay, so maybe when someone lets their emotions build and they don't manage them in a healthy way, it could lead to a fight or maybe hitting someone, maybe yelling at someone or saying mean things to them, maybe breaking something or throwing something, eating lots of junk food, pouting, maybe not doing their homework or studying. Okay, those are all unhealthy ways to manage emotions. And why are these strategies unhealthy? Well, they are unhealthy because they can cause harm to you or someone else. Okay. One of the healthy strategies that we talked about that we can use to manage our emotions is talking to someone. So I want you to think to yourself, who is someone you could talk to about how you were feeling? Okay, So if you feel angry, sad, or scared, and you need to talk to someone, who could you go to that you could trust and that will understand? So just take a moment and think of that person. You don't need to tell anybody or write it down. It could be a parent, a friend, a sibling, okay, a teacher, a counselor, maybe a coach, maybe grandparents or aunts and uncles. Okay, but I want you to identify someone that is someone you could talk to about how you are feeling. The more you practice identifying or knowing how and what you feel and finding ways to manage your emotions, the more automatic managing them will become. Okay, so everything takes practice. Okay, so and practice makes progress. So you will make better decisions when you are calm and relaxed. Okay, so in our next lesson, we are going to learn and apply effective communication skills. Okay, so we're going to talk about how we can, now that we have learned to identify and manage our emotions, how do we communicate those those feelings effectively? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in our next lesson. So here's our email again at scazaprevention@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments. On the next slide, I have a link to a short video that I found on managing anger. Anger can be a very destructive emotion if it is not managed properly. So I found a good video on anger management for kids and adults. Okay, it's on YouTube. So you can control and click on the title above to watch the short video, about four minutes long, on managing the emotions of anger, or emotion of anger.